All right, so let's move over now to Disney Plus. Let's talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, right? Um, which I won't lie, when he announced this, well, I was like, wait, we really doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And even if you know the type of person that James Gunn is, right? You know what I mean? Always referencing something, right? So in his case, like, yeah, I just gonna reference those TV holiday specials that, let's face it, we all try to seek out and watch every single year, right? So like, I know for me, I always have to watch, that Office Christmas special, right? I also have to watch that two-parter Married with Children Christmas special, right? We always have a Christmas special, right? That,
right.
that we always seek out. Even in my case, I seek out the Boondocks one, right? If
Yeah,
you know, right? So yeah. And well, James wanted to do the same thing here with, the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And on paper, it makes sense, right? It actually makes sense, right? This is actually the second MCU special that we've gotten. The last one being Werewolf by Night, which had a Halloween time release. That's all we'll say.
you're right.
So yeah, of course, with this one here, it's for Christmas, right? And well, I don't know. From the moment I just saw that premise, I was like, okay, this is not anything gonna this is not gonna like change the game or anything like that. But as a premise, as a Guardians of the Galaxy type premise, yeah, this actually makes sense, right? It actually kind of works in its quirky, silly way, right? But I know that it's gonna have a lot of heart, behind the quirkiness and whatnot, right? So Ricardo, take it away. What was the holiday special about in a nutshell?
Sure. Right. So it's fallout from the events of the Avengers Endgame and Thor and whatever it is. Apparently, the Guardians bought nowhere from the collector, which is funny. And Peter kind of down in the dumps because of the Peter kind of down in the dumps because it's Christmas and he not celebrating Christmas. So they do this flashback story about how Yondu was kind of terrible at him with Christmas, him and Kraglin. Basically, Drax and well, Mantis gets into Mantis's head, and well, Mantis she kind of reveals that she's well, this is a slight spoiler, but yeah, she's Peter's sister, well, half sister. Um, because of where she come from now. And yeah, that is what they do with it. And she wants to go and get a gift for Peter and make him celebrate Christmas. So she gets it into her head to go to Earth and, well, effectively kidnap and bring to him the actor, famous actor and rated person Peter likes a lot, Kevin Bacon. And that's hijinks ensues, and that's what we get. And that's pretty much it. It's, well, okay. Like, I didn't love this. And it is in its time. This was just a quick callback to the Wednesday show. I felt I'd enjoy the Wednesday show if it was during Halloween. It should have come out last month. Um, this comes out in its time, Christmas time. That's the only thing. It's in the season. They make it work. It's a bunch of enough kind of funny jokes. There was a decent enough gag with just Mantis and Drax just goofing about on Earth in Hollywood with his Hollywood
Mm.
Boulevard.
Yeah,
Um,
Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah.
right. They had a slight missed joke I find with that. I don't know if you notice it, where I really felt they could have done. So they had a joke with the GoBots, reference to the GoBots.
Yes. which was
Right,
which was funny. Which was funny.
right. I thought I don't know if they this would have like overlapped the same joke, but they could have reference. Remember one of the people on the Hollywood Boulevard look at the gold skin color, and I really thought they would make a call back to Guardians too now. Um,
All right, right. Because yeah, we still haven't gotten any follow up on that post credit scene. Like,
right.
we still haven't. Yeah.
But the thing is, they know who those people are in terms of like the thing. So I thought Drax would attack one of them because of that. Like I thought they'd do that, but they do the same joke with the bots instead. Like, all right, I, it would have probably repeat the joke twice, so that's why. So they just really wanted that GoBots bit in there. So that's how I felt about that. That's the only thing that it felt like a missed joke to me, but like whatever, it's fine. That's it. It's if you like Mantis and Drax humor, well, you get a lot of Mantis and Drax, and there's a lot of funny jokes. There's a joke in there's a whole thing in a gay bar that's funny and well done.
It is,
There's
yeah, yeah. And
it,
I like that the show doesn't stop to tell you that it is one, but it's clearly one.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. I like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then they do a whole thing with uh well with Kevin Bacon himself, like the context of why he's in the storyline and what they do with him. And there's a funny bit involving him with his boy with them hating actors, which is pretty funny. But
Yes.
again, it's up to you if you like these gags or not. You make it work. The end. There's one, in my opinion. pretty funny gag where is a follow up to something that happened in Infinity War involving. All I'll say is something involving Bucky Barnes. That's all you need to know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that had me. No, I was shocked when I saw that. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
how? But
Yeah,
it
right,
didn't matter at giving the context. But
right,
still, I was just like, how though? But it was
right,
funny. It was
exactly.
yeah,
So I want to see I thought we'd get a post credit scene or something like that involving that. So that's about it. But yeah, to make it work, it's short, sweet enough. You'll enjoy it. I didn't super love it, but it's like this is fine. I don't like it anywhere near as much as Werewolf by Night, but it's still decent for what it is and what it was trying to go for. Yeah, rated like a 7 out of 10. I didn't super love it, but it's fine. It's good.
yeah. I agree with you, man. Didn't love it, but I enjoyed for what it was. If the intention was just to make this sweet, charming holiday special, Christmas
Yeah,
special,
yeah,
centered on the Guardians, then yeah, I mean James Gunn and his team achieved it, right? I have to give credit for James and his team for just saying, yes, this is what it is. Don't expect anything major.
yeah,
Although to be honest, I was kind of expecting some kind of big reveal. I was
yeah.
expecting at least some kind of hint at to what we're going to get in Volume 3, but we don't really get that.
No, yeah,
Just slight spoilers. I was expecting to see what happened to someone
right.
who gone rogue. I was like, all right, we're gonna see what happens. Like, nope, not really.
No,
We'll mention the person, but like, I don't know, because it's the MCU, you kind of come to expect it, right? But I think in hindsight, it would have affected the purpose of the show, right? And yeah, essentially, like like those Christmas specials I mentioned, is just something to go to get you into the mood. It's a mood setter. That's
yeah,
essentially what it is, right? It's lighthearted, it's fun. It really does not take itself seriously at all. Yeah, and you do really get a lot of emotion within the hijinks and whatnot, right? Speaking of hijinks, Vin Diesel and Palm Clementif. Sorry if I got the name wrong. Who play Drax and Mantis respectively. Yeah, they killed it with their performances though. I just love the bits. Like it starts off a little slow. Like I was still there. Like okay, there's gonna be weirdos. Please, gonna be weirdos. Like when they reach to Hollywood. Um, but then it builds very well from there, right? And I do love how it kind of ends with them. Well, sorry, where it all leads up to with Kevin Baker, which I'll get into in a bit, right?
yeah.
As you mentioned, the whole thing with the GoBot stuff, right? That caught me by surprise. I was cracking up at that, right? There's a moment where, well, slight spoiler, where on Hollywood Boulevard, a character says, we just took a picture with the God. Well, sorry, this is the God of War, like a reference to
Right.
Drax.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
God of War as in the game God of War,
Yeah,
or
kind
do
of
they
funny.
know
Yeah,
who
because he looking like
Drax is?
he's look like Kratos here. That's
I know, but
yeah,
that was like a little too how to say it's remember it's Marvel Studios, right? So I don't know if it was kind of Marvel Studios saying, yeah, he Dave Bautista does look like Kratos, or are
right,
they saying, okay, is this a reference to Drax himself, or is it that
right,
okay, what like maybe Dave was probably talking to James like maybe I could do a like if anybody decided to do a God of War movie, yeah, sign me up, and
right.
James like yeah, do it, right? I don't know. It just kind of came. I was like, oh, okay, right. But yeah, the moments with Drax and Mantis and Kevin because house hilarious though, hilarious,
Yeah,
right? Um, Especially Mantis doing how she goes off, like her dialogue was just hilarious. I just
yeah,
love how Drax just kind of cracking up and everything. There's a moment where some cops shooting him, he just laugh like ha ha ha.
yeah,
This tickles, ha ha ha. Like he's that lovable goofball that we love, right? Um, and I love just the payoff as well too with Peter as well, right? If I have a gripe, I have a gripe. Sorry, I have a major
yeah.
gripe with this, right? But I get the intention of it, but it's a gripe, right? The animation, right? There are a couple of animated
Right. So they try
sequences in
to
the
do this.
film.
It's very Ralph Bakshi
Yes, Ralph
kind of thing they try to
Bakshi.
go for.
You
Yeah.
could tell that they were referencing heavy metal with the
Right.
kind of rotoscope kind of style to it.
Right.
Kind of bumpy, kind of rocky, kind of uneven. Especially the second one where you saw Yondu, like the
Yeah.
just the movement of Yondu. He's not even doing much movement. I was like, oof,
Yeah.
oof,
Yeah.
oof,
Again, stuff like
oof.
that. Stuff like that I could excuse because it was back in the days it was bad too. So I don't know. That's
Well,
how I feel
true,
about
but
it.
at least back in the 80s they put effort. It was hand drawn, but this one is clearly computer generated, but still
Right.
like have a little bit more fluidity, man. I mean, come
Yeah. I don't
on,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I do
I mean, I
like that
get it.
as a
Yeah.
80s callback again. It's going to heavy metal, it's going to
Right.
like Ralph Bakshi's work and whatnot, right? But it works, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of plays on the whole animated holiday special kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You,
Right.
you you would think that they'd probably do it more like claymation, something like what oh gosh, I forget this name,
Uh,
Bass, the guy who did
the the the,
Frosty
the,
Snowman and
rain, the
stuff like
reindeer, Rudolph here.
yeah, Rudolph, that kind of
It
claymation
could have gone
style.
that direction too. Yeah.
He could
Right.
have, but that would
Yeah.
have been a little on the nose. But I think that would have suit the vibe of the show well,
Right.
right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
sort of
Understandable. Yeah.
pseudo heavy metal style is like, all right,
Right.
I guess, right? Um, but I do love the setup with Yondu as well. It's kind of interesting that we don't see him like physically, right?
Right.
I guess is maybe he
Well, he
was working
dead.
on something. I know. But
Yeah.
as a flashback scene, because that's what it is, a flashback scene.
Right.
I think like in retrospect, it would have worked if he was there. It would have added just that extra oomph of emotion there,
I don't
just to
understand the
see him
point you're
one
making.
last time.
You wanted them to make it a live action scene?
I was just thinking about how it'd be if it was live action.
Okay, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't think Michael Rooker want to go back in makeup. I doubt that happened. So
All right, so
yeah,
okay. But I do love the payoff though. Like I don't want to say what it involves with him, but the
yeah,
payoff was great though. That was really really heartfelt, right? And I do love how it ties back to Peter, and of course how he responds to Kevin Bacon's kidnapping, right? Also like the music, right? It's simple. It's fun Christmassy rock music. They actually invite this band, the old 97s. I'm actually not familiar with them as well too, but I
yeah.
guess they're there because James Gunn. But
Right.
they provide a couple of decent
It's
songs that
clearly
you
it's
actually get
clearly
to
James
hear.
Bond. It's clearly James Gunn brethren and them. That's how we call
Yeah,
it.
yeah, clearly,
Yeah,
because they show up at the very beginning, and you could tell, like yes, that them was the boys, right?
yeah,
Even had them in the credits, all that too, right?
yeah.
And even get Kevin Bacon to sing. I actually assume it is him singing there, right? So it was cool. I also like that they actually, like even Kevin's real life wife, Kyra, Sedgwick actually makes an appearance. You actually, well, you don't see her, but you hear. She actually makes a
Over the
couple of
phone, right? All
calls.
right. Yeah,
So you
yeah,
actually knows her, right? So that was cool. That was cool. And yeah, I mean, well, lastly, I'll say they actually gave McGill, Nebula something to do. They gave Groot
yeah.
a couple of moments as well too, which
No,
is pretty funny.
the group thing was extra funny because like wait, was a person in a suit or is it
Oh,
CG?
the
Like
design of
halfway you
it,
get the
yeah.
feeling is both, right?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Because yeah, he has a slightly muscular. That's all I'll say. Look to him, and it almost like looks. It almost looks like it is a guy in a suit, right? Rocket get a little moment to shine. Kraglin actually get a couple of really heartfelt moments. I must say. Didn't expect to see Cosmo, the space dog, and it's like all
Right.
right. I forget my next skill, Maria Bakalova actually do the voice because I think for the life of me, I never heard Cosmo ever speak like in these films, right?
No, I
I
don't think
don't think so.
he's barely in the films as it is. So that
Yeah.
come after the fact.
Well, she apparently, right?
Okay, okay, right.
Yeah. Again, first time, right? First time hearing this character talk, right? And yeah, like I say, at the end of the day, it's just a simple, basic, holiday special. It's not setting up anything for Volume 3, which I honestly thought was gonna happen.
Right.
I forgot to mention too lastly before I get to read it. I do like the reveal with Mantis being, related to Peter. I thought that was really
Right.
nice. And just how it pays off, it's like, yeah, that real sweet. I like that. I like that. Right. I will. I should recap the season two, volume two, because I will watch that in ages actually and see if it was ever mentioned or referenced or hinted at.
Well,
I
it
feel like
was
if I do,
implied.
I was
Yeah, it was kind of implied. Like it was like,
okay.
oh well, why would she be part of him thing? So it's like, oh well, she's one of Ego's children as well. It just
Oh,
he never do the test on her now. So whatever.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. And like I was like right now, like while I'm talking here, I'm actually considering the idea of rewatching Hawkeye, because it's a Christmas
Right.
based
Okay.
show,
Yes.
right?
True. Right.
But if I had a choice between Hawkeye and this show, I would pick Guardians any day because
Okay.
it's 40 minutes. Like I actually have no problem rewatching this holiday special, right?
Right.
Especially leading up to Christmas. Cause yeah, it just kind of gives you that kind of warm feeling, and that's what it is. Again, it's a mood setter, right? But yeah, I mean, I'd probably rewatch Hawkeye. I
Okay.
guess I will. It wouldn't hurt. But
Right.
because this holiday special is just so simple and so quick, yeah, I could see myself definitely watching this over around Christmas time, right? And hopefully for years to come. So Rating wise, I'm gonna give this like 4 out of 5, man. It serves its purpose. It's not trying to be anything that it's not. It's clearly, just something that James Gunn really really wanted to do. You could tell that he just had a lot of passion for this project. And yeah, it is technically a placeholder before we get Volume 3, but it's a decent enough placeholder, man. Again, I just wish that we just had like a little hint at what to get with Volume 3, but I guess that would probably hamper its longevity, right? Because yeah, the idea is that we have to go back and watch the show and kind of not have to think about what's gonna come or what has come, right? It is what it is. You watch it, you have fun, and that's it. So if you're a Guardians fan, of course you have to see it. If you've never seen the films, this show will do nothing for you. You will not know the references. You will have no clue. But yeah, you really do have to check it out. And yeah, as what it is, a holiday special, yeah, it delivers. No more, no less. So yeah,
Yeah.
Ricardo, I know you gave a rating already, but any final thoughts on the show?
Yeah, not much because it wasn't. I didn't super love it. It was just fine. Like it was okay. If you're into the humor, that's where it is. Um, I was the biggest fan of it in that sense. Like okay, fine. Like they make it work for what it is, and that's it. Moving on. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. Just fine.
Right,
I,
but
I,
do you
I,
see? Sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but do you see yourself rewatching this at all?
Probably not.
Maybe
Yeah.
not this year, but in the future.
Probably not. It works as it really works as one of those like old goofy Christmas specials that it is, where it's short and just kind of goofy and sweet, more like the Star Wars Christmas special. Not as bad as that, but
Which I am not gonna watch ever.
right. But you get my point, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just deep. Like it just like I get why they're doing it the way they did and what so on and so forth.
All right,
That's
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.